Welcome to the lecture. In the previous lecture, we have seen what is histograms and what are the different shapes. What is the relation of mean and median if the shape is left, right, or it is bell-shaped. Bell-shaped. So we have seen the different types of skewness, how to calculate the range, and approximately where will be your outliers. So this we have seen in the previous lecture. Now, today we will see the implementations of the histograms, and then we will see what is bar charts, and we will see the implementations of bar chart. So let's start with the implementation of histograms. So my first step is to import the libraries. So I am importing the libraries, that is pandas as PD, and I am importing the second library as matplotlib.pyplot as plt. Why I am importing this matplot library? Because I want to draw graph now. So that graph is present in this matplot library. So in the matplot library, using the different functions, we can easily plot the histograms and the bar charts. So first of all, we have to focus on the histograms. So I am printing this statement that library is imported. My pandas and matplot libraries, if they are successfully imported, then this print statement is printed in my screen like this. Now I want to read the CSV file. Already we have read this CSV file. So what is the function to read the CSV file? So for that we have to write pandas, that is pd.read_CSV function. As an argument, we have to pass the file name. So this is the CSV file. So I am writing .csv. And this file is stored in my variable, that is df, that is data frame, which I am calling. And I want to view only the top 5 rows from the data frame. So I'm writing df.head. So I'm getting this output. So this is my data set, and I am getting the first 5 rows from my data set. Now the question is, which age of people are taking the loan? So from the data set, I want to do analysis, and I want the answer of this question. Which question? That which age of people are taking the loan. So in my data set, you can analyze that there is loan status, whether the loan is paid or it is still remaining. Then comes the principal amount, then terms, effective date, due date, and yes, over here I am having one age column. So this age column, I will take the age as the variable. So you can call this column name as the variable also. So in the data science, we are calling the column name as the variables. So keep this in mind. So which age of people are taking the loan? I want to find that. So for that, histograms is very useful. So I want to plot the histogram. So I am writing, that is PLT. Why I am writing PLT? Because over here I have written matplot.pyplot as PLT. So why we are writing as PLT, you all know. So this is the short name. So I am writing PLT dot, this hist is my inbuilt function. So hist function is used to plot the histogram. So this inbuilt function is provided by the matplot library. So as an argument, you have to pass that on which variable you want to plot the histogram. So over here I want to know the age of the people which are taking the loan. So I will write df into the bracket, I will write age. Why I have written the df over here? Because my data set, that is loan.csv, is completely read and it is present in my variable df. So I am writing df and I want the variable name, that is age. So my age is written, everything is in small, that is a, g and e. All the 3 letters are small. So I am writing df into the bracket age. And to view or to visualize the graph, you have to write plot.show, that is plt.show. So let's run this code. So you can see over here, this is my histogram. My histogram on the x-axis, it shows the ages, and on the y-axis always there will be frequency. So over here the X label and Y labels are not given. So let's write X label and Y label. So for that you have to write like this, that is float dot X label. On the X axis I want to write age, and on the Y axis I want to write frequency, because by default in histogram on the Y axis you will be having the frequency. So now you can see that on the x-axis I am having the age, and on the y-axis it is showing the label as frequency now. So from the analysis you can identify that in my loan data set my peoples are in the range of, I can say over here, the 26 to 45. So the people who are the age in between 26 to 45, they are taking the loan. The people who are very young, that is the age of 21 or 22, they are not taking the loan. And the people who are the senior citizens, they are also not taking the loan. So this middle range of the people who has the age in between 26 to 45, they are taking the loan. So from this graph I got the answer of this question, that is which age of people are taking the loan, from this your loan data set. So I got the answer. Now you can also write this minimum and maximum function. So I am writing data frame age. I want the minimum value from this particular column age. So let's check what is the minimum value. So I am writing the column name dot minimum. So I am getting the minimum value as 26. So my minimum value of age is 26. And I want to know the maximum value of the age, then just write dot max, that is column name dot max. Then you can see over here it is giving me 45, that is 45 is over here. Now you can easily came to know that what is the range of your histogram is, that is the 45 minus 26. So you will get the range. So this is how the histogram is useful. Now a quick summary of the histogram. It allows us to display the data graphically. The four main aspects of the histogram to describe the data is shape, center, spread, and the outliers. We have already seen in the previous lecture. If you have not gone through the previous lecture, then just watch now and then see this lecture. So our one sentence summary should allow any person to read it, and they will get a general understanding of what your data looks like. So histogram is helping the people to get the general understanding about your data that we have found from the age column from the loan data set. Now time for the practice quiz related to the histogram. So which of these statements best summarizes the Delhi Sea? This Delhi Sea is my graph name. So you can see over here, this graph is somewhat, it is not bell shaped. If it is the bell shape, then my curve should be like this, but it is not like that. It is like this. I am not having a long tail, but I am having a short tail towards the right hand side. So my this particular graph is right skewed. So this particular graph is right skewed. Over here it is written left skewed, and in the statement 3 it is written it is bell shaped. So it is not bell shaped, it is not left skew. My graph is right skew, so my statement 2 will be correct. Now next question, which of these statements is true for Delhi Sea? So this is the previous graph only. So as this my graph is right skewed, so for the right skewed, what is the relation between mean and median? So if you check the previous video, then you will come to know that for the right skewed graph, we are having mean greater than median. So for this particular question, my statement number 3 is the correct answer. So this is what all about the practice quiz. Now next we will see the bar chart, or we can say it as the bar graph. So bar graph is also a graphical representation. So it is mainly used for the categorical data. Keep in mind that histogram is mainly used for the quantitative data, and for the categorical data, the bar graph is used. So what is the main difference between histogram and bar graph? In histogram, you have on the x-axis the continuous range. You do not have any gap between in the range of the x-axis in the histogram. Whereas in the bar graph, you are having the categorical value. So there are some spaces between the bars, and also the bars are of equal length, or we can say the bars are of equal width, and the length of the bar graph differs. Again I am repeating, the bar graph are of equal width and the height of the bar graph differs, or we can say like this, the length in the vertical direction of the bar graph differs. So when you want to do the comparison between two columns, then bar graph is very useful. Let's see the implementation of the bar graph. That is the Jupyter notebook. So over here, I am reading now the drug file, that is the drug.xls file. We have already seen that how to read the Excel file, that is by using the .read underscore Excel function. So with the help of pandas library, I am reading, that is pd.read underscore Excel, that is my drug.xl file, and I am saving that file into my df underscore drug as a variable. So my complete data set, that is drug, is now present in my variable name, that is df underscore drug. So I'm printing this df underscore drug. So this is my complete data set of drug. So I am having 23 rows in my drug data set. I don't want to see all the rows. I want only the first five rows. So I'm getting the first five rows by using the head function. Now the next is I want to do analysis, and I want to get the answer of this question. That is, which age of people are maximum in drug data set. So this is my data set related to medicine, and I want to know that which age of people are more into my data set. So which age of people are coming more, and which age of people needs more drugs. So let's see that for that the histogram is very useful. So I am plotting the histogram. How to plot the histogram? Just you have to write plt.hist. Hist stands for the histogram, and you want to know the which age of people are maximum in your drug data set. So you want to do analysis of age. So over here in my drug data set, yes, age column is present. So over here my age a of age is capital, so I am writing AGE like this. I am giving the X label as age, Y label as frequency, and to show the graph in your output screen, you have to write plt.show. Let's run this code, and you are getting this histogram. So from this histogram, you can identify that between the range of 40 to 50, there are maximum number of peoples. So you can compare the maximum number of peoples is between 45 to 50. So this is my middle value. So between 40 and 50, I will get somewhere over here, that is 45. So the peoples between 45 to 50 are maximum, but this bar is also maximum than the others. So you can take this as the complete range, that the peoples who are in the age between 40 to 50 are maximum in my data set. So from the result, I got the answer that from the analysis, most people of age in the range of 40 to 50 is maximum in my data set. So this is how you have performed the analysis. Now my next question is, which drug is used for normal blood pressure? So in the data set, you will see that there is the age column, gender column. You have the column named as blood pressure. Cholesterol is also there, Na2K is there, and your drug column is also there. So you want to perform the comparison, or you can say the analysis between the two columns. That is the drug, and you want the normal blood pressure. So you can see over here the blood pressure has three different categories: high, low, and normal. And So blood pressure has three different categories, that is high, low and normal, and drug has various categories like drug X, drug C, drug Y and so on. So let's see that which drug is used for the normal blood pressure. So for that I am plotting the bar graph, that is for plotting the bar graph, you have to write plt.bar bar. On the x-axis, I want drug. So from the column I am fetching, that is df underscore drug. So my variable name is df underscore drug and I want the column name as drug. So which drug is used for the normal blood pressure? So let's see, that is df underscore drug. I am having drug over here. On the y-axis, I am having df underscore drug. That is, over here I have to write blood pressure like this. That is the column name that you are having over here. You can also copy and paste the column name to ignore the spelling mistake. So like this, I am giving the color as the orange. I am giving the X label, I am giving the Y label, and to show the graph in your output screen, you have to write plot.show. So this is my graph. On the x-axis, it shows the drug, that is different categories of the drug, drug Y, drug C, drug X, and drug A. On the y-axis, it shows different blood pressure, that is high, low, and normal. So for the normal blood pressure, which drug is used? My drug Y and drug X is used. So my question is, which drug is used for the normal blood pressure? So for the normal blood pressure, drug Y and drug X is used. So from the analysis, I got the result as drug Y and drug X is used for the normal blood pressure. So this is how the bar graph is useful. You can also change the color of the bar graph by giving the color name over here. So like this, you can change the color of the bar graph. Also, you can also plot the vertical bar graph also. The horizontal bar graph also. This is the vertical bar graph. Because the bars are vertical, you can also plot the horizontal bars. So this was what the bar chart was. So for plotting the bar chart, you have to just write plt.bar, and for plotting the histogram, you have to write plt.hist. So this is the comparison between histogram and bar graph. So histogram is mainly used for the quantitative data, whereas the bar graph is mainly used for the categorical data. Spaces, there are no spaces on the x-axis in the histogram, as the bar graph is used for the categorical data. So there are the spaces between the bars. So you have seen over here, these are the different categories. So there are the spaces between bars. These bars are of equal width, and the length of the bar charts, or we can say the height of the bar charts, varies according to our result. So whatever the result is, accordingly we have the height of the bar chart. So in the histogram, the elements are grouped together because we are having the range over there. So we have seen in the age column, we are having the range, that is from 40 to 50. Whereas in the bar graph, each and every elements are the individual entities. Over here in histogram, the width of the bars are not seen, it will vary. Whereas in the bar graph, the width of the bars will vary. Over here, you cannot reorder the histogram because histogram is always having a 0 on the left hand side and the maximum value on the right hand side. Whereas in the bar graph, it is not so because it is based on the category. So we can easily reorder the different categories. So this is used for the discrete values, that is the values which are not continuous, and this is used for the continuous values. So it is written that is non-discrete variables. So age is the non-discrete variables because it is continuous, and whereas the drugs are the discrete variables because there are some gap between the different categories. So categorical and discrete will lie in the same one, and quantitative and non-discrete will lie in another one. Now time for a quiz. So for plotting the graph in Python, which library is used? You have to tell the answer and just verify your answer in the description box below. Next is If I am having the categorical variable, which graph is most suited to do the visualization? Histogram or bar chart? So make sure that over here it is given the categorical variable. So you have to answer. Next question is, can we reorder the bars in the bar chart? Yes or no? So for this you have to see that difference. So in the difference the answer is present. Now based on this I have plotted one bar graph. This is the bar graph related to the COVID-19 cases. So over here I am using this. You can see the syntax, that is plt.bar. On the x-axis I am having the day month, that is the day dash month, and on the y-axis I am having the total number of cases. So I want to know that my total number of cases day wise. So I am starting over here. If I zoom out, then you can see easily. It is showing 01-05. So the first day of May, what was the total number of cases in India? So it was below 50,000. So as the time passes, you can see that my graph increases exponentially like this. So around 27th of March, my coronavirus cases, that is total number of cases in India, reaches to 1,50,000. And by the end of 22nd June, that is 2206, my total number of cases of coronavirus, it increases and it goes above 4 lakhs. So this is how I have analyzed the data. This coronavirus, that is the COVID-19 related data, are already available on the different sites. If you search on the Google, that is the data set related to the COVID-19 cases, then you will get the data set easily. So I have pre-processed all this data. I have seen that what type of data is present in my data set. Then I have plotted the histograms. Then I have seen in which months, of which months my data is present. So I have done this analysis in the month of June. So till the month of June, my coronavirus cases, that is total number of cases till the month of June, is present in my data set. So this data set was the latest updated data set. So this is my graph related to the whole world. So this is the bar graph only. And at last I have extracted only the total cases of India, and I only want the analysis of the month May and June. So I have done the analysis from the 1st May to the 22nd of June, because my last date is in the data set was of 22nd June. So my data was of till 22nd June. So I have plotted this graph, and you can see that the COVID-19 cases are increasing exponentially. So this is how the media and the other organization are doing the analysis. So this is the simple bar chart. Keeping it till here. So thank you all.